This is the John Brown Alliance, where we don't fear, we fight. I had a debate with someone today about choices, and choices that black people who are elected officials and Democrats have to make. And that individual told me that this person had no choice. Let me tell you this right now. Everyone in America right now has a choice. It might not be the one you want to make, but it is a choice nonetheless. Today I want to give a shout out to the people who have been truthful to democracy today. Democracy in its raw form. The same shout out goes out to Jack Cocherella, who delivers us the news all day long. Good news. Without absence of fact or overly passionate bullshit that is now being spewed by content creators on YouTube. That's not a good thing. And for all those black and white content creators that are jumping on a bandwagon that is going to get them more clickbait, you're not helping the movement. You're not helping democracy. You're not helping anything. It is not your job as a content creator to dictate to other people how to think, what to believe, and how to react. So for all of you doing that, you need to stop it right now, because you are about to lose a lot of subscribers. And I'm going to put their names out there. One of them is that was mentioned to me was the Lincoln Project. Bad video. Malcolm Nance. Bad video. You know, I get this kind of feedback every day. I ask them not to do that on YouTube, because I don't want people to know what we're planning as far as thinking for ourselves, voting, and other things. So I'm going to leave it at that. If you're liking this video, please like and subscribe. If you want to continue to get this kind of video content, it also puts corporate media out of business and puts free-thinking people on YouTube forever. This is the legacy we need to leave. We need to be for what our movement is for. Real democracy. Life, liberty, and security. And preservation for the next 7 generations. Once again, like and subscribe, in case I forgot or never mentioned it. Like and subscribe to this video so you can continue to get this content. I'm not going to sit here and get mad at politicians for coming out and making statements against the, I will call it the murder of Charlie Kirk, not the assassination. Because he's not a hero. He's not Martin Luther King. He's not Malcolm X. He's not John F. Kennedy. This is a guy that had a mediocre job, and then he ran his mouth, supported Trump, and then became part of this hate movement, which is now the Maga right. So let me get back to my point about what this video is about. What it is about. This video is about people who think that it is their job right now to denounce political violence. The same people that stand up and denounce political violence are the product of political violence. Now, I'm not talking about white Maga or these people that are suddenly victimized by the encroachment of what they put on this society through enslavement and Native American stolen lands. What I am saying is, political violence is what this nation was built on. So if you had a father or grandfather who fought in a war on behalf of America, you advocate political violence. If you were a Buffalo Soldier who killed Native Americans after you were freed through the Emancipation Proclamation, you advocate for political violence. If you stole Native American land and benefit from it, you advocate political violence because you never gave those things back. Black people who gave Indians who killed Indians never apologized for that. So these same individuals, and many of them are black people now on social media advocating Buffalo Soldiers that killed my ancestors, are telling you that you should not advocate political violence. But their ancestors did. And I digress. As a Native American whose land was stolen and whose ancestors were enslaved by white people, I have absolutely no obligation under any circumstances whatsoever to feel upset about the death of Charlie Kirk. I refuse. Because for me, that is sympathy for the devil. And if you want to do that, that's fine. If that's okay with you, that's fine. But every ancestor that inhabited the United States of America since the Native American has committed a crime, a political crime, a slaughter on Native Americans, including Buffalo Soldiers and every single solitary white person that took this land from us. So you don't have the right to confine me to a party or say because I don't support Donald Trump that you can dictate to me how I should feel and articulate my words. My ancestors speak for me, not you. Not Malcolm Nance, not Steve Schmidt, and not all these motherfuckers getting up here acting like all of a sudden we need to feel sorry for Charlie Kirk. For me, Charlie Kirk is the George Armstrong Custer of 2025, the Andrew Jackson, the Woodrow Wilson, the Robert E. Lee. When I see Charlie Kirk, Donald Trump, and all these other MAGA people, I see my ancestors getting slaughtered, their tongues cut out, enslaved, sold off, never to see their people again. And in case you all forgot who put this man on a pedestal as if we are to laud him as some kind of hero. In case you forgot, every single day. Crazy horses, red clouds, Nelson Mandelas, and Kilmar Garcias are being kidnapped off the streets of America. For the next few days, black people and red people and white people who were oppressed in our recent history are going to keep on validating their existence on social media by doing the safe thing. I'm not famous. I don't care about being famous. And I don't want to be liked. But if you look like me and you understand me, then you don't understand that. I can watch social media all night and MSNBC and CNN. But that is not going to change the statements that were made since the first time Donald Trump ran for office until now about how Democrats need to be executed. Marjorie Taylor Greene said that. Nothing is going to change January 6th. Nothing is going to change George Floyd. Nothing is going to change the release of January 6th insurrectionists put out on the streets of D.C., and many of them have committed crime since. Nothing is going to change that. Nothing is going to change black people being removed from positions of authority in the United States military, even though they were qualified and put in the time to get those positions. Nothing is going to change 300,000 black women losing their jobs because of DEI changes under Maga, Doge, and the purge of the United States government, so that Donald Trump can take that money saved so that he can hold state dinners on the pedophile patio. Nothing is going to change. A 34 times convicted felon, an educated rapist, from continuing to employ and perpetuate the need for more people like him. Nothing is going to change how this administration dismissed possibly thousands of victims of human trafficking under J.P. Morgan Chase, Donald Trump, and his administration. Nothing is going to change the mass shootings perpetrated on Jews, blacks, and Latinos since Donald Trump's first administration in office. And nothing is going to change their pretentious support of anti-Semitists. Nothing is going to change their fake interest in anti-Semitism as they attacked Harvard and other universities, flipping the rhetoric so that you feel a need to support them. We did not forget. You did. Nothing is going to change. Kids in cages. Nothing is going to change. Alligator Alcatraz. Nothing is going to change. A working man from Prince George's County, Maryland, being disappeared to Seacott. Nothing's going to change that. I will say this too. The John Brown Alliance does not share Massa's sickness. And we don't fall for the okie doke. We don't need to chime in, to say that political violence doesn't have a place in America. Political violence has a place in America when white people commit it. It always has. It has since the first white person landed on these shores. And it always will. Because we will always have black people and other people who think they can relate, saying we denounce this and we don't do shit. I am an individual. I have no obligation to lend any credibility to any of those claims. I am a registered Democrat for now, but I won't be for long. But I tell you this. If you keep subscribing to this rhetoric, what you're doing, it's submission. It is absolute submission. Now, I'm not saying every person that runs a podcast needs to run out there tomorrow and say, oh, I want to kill every white person. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is I'm not going to wait to be killed because you thought you spoke for me. I'm not going to let my family be carted away to Seacott. I'm not going to let my district or my neighborhood or my life be disrupted by this bullshit generations later. Now, if you're on YouTube and you're getting paid by YouTube and you're okay with that, have at it. But the rest of us, we have fucking work to do. And we're going to do it, with or without you. So for those of you, and there are many, that I have followed on YouTube for years, you disappointed me yesterday with that bullshit, with that canned answer. And you are no better than Maga, because as they are saying that this is radical left lunatics committing these crimes, you're saying, oh, we don't advocate for violence. But you never address what they said about you. You never do it. Because it's all about clickbait right now. And you know what? The real people talking about the real truth are going to persevere. Unfortunately, there is going to be a revolution. Not one we called for, but there is going to be one. And I believe it will be violent. That's not my choice. But what I feel about a revolution, quite frankly, is none of your fucking business. What I have to draw on, unlike you, is my personal experience and the experiences of my ancestors. I don't allow myself to be programmed by MSNBC and CNN. I don't watch the same thing over and over again. I listen to other people's views who have actual feelings and are not getting paid to feel that. That's what I do. That's what I focus on. That is what has made me and others successful in a movement many times over. So you do you, and we're going to do us. The John Brown Alliance. But as of this day, I will sit there and watch those people at a distance. But I don't associate with them anymore. And believe it or not, those people lost a lot of followers yesterday because they fell in line. Before I go, I want to say one more thing. DC fell and will continue to fall because of one person, Mayor Muriel Bowser. She lives in a capital that was built by slaves. She is an absolute disgrace to the black race, period. I will not support or listen to her anymore, even though I live about 10 minutes away from Washington, D.C. This was the test for this administration to go into other cities. And now they are. Because of this woman. Because she was weak. Because she didn't care about the black people of Washington, D.C. She cared about her legacy. And her legacy is trash. Even though Mayor Marion Barry had a lot of skeletons, he had a legacy. Because he did what was right when no one else was watching. Not when everyone was watching. And that's the difference. And for all you white, young, 22-year-old Maga people, you're on the losing side. I'm going to tell you that right now. You are in a minority. Now, you might have your president up there, but he's not my president. He might keep telling people your favorite president. And he might honestly believe that the American people are behind him, but they're not. And when the time comes that somebody takes Charlie Kirk's place, just make good and damn sure that you're willing to risk your life for it. Because way before you were even born, my ancestors of all colors risked their lives to make this nation what it should have been. And as long as I breathe and talk, I'm going to make sure it returns to that. if no one's with me, I work better alone. But for the rest of you who need somebody and need clickbait and need subscribers, don't fall for the okie doke. The both sides thing is nothing but a hoax. But you're falling for it. I've evolved from that. What you have evolved to is the we sick Massa syndrome. Good luck with that. I'm really sickened by it. And I'm not going to hide it or apologize for it. Once again, like and subscribe to this video if you want to. But I'm not going to stop talking. And maybe one of the reasons I don't get any comments is because you motherfuckers know I'm on point. This is a John Brown Alliance. When you see something wrong, you need to do something right. And cut the shit.